You guys made your way down to what seems to be the cavern that contains the island that Yogvril resides upon. You managed to scavenge a few broken boats from the lake that surrounds the island. Percy repaired them, and you rode around the outskirts to what seemed to be some sort of a beachside cavern. Upon entering the cavern, you found like a partially buried, like a chest or some container of some kind. What looks like some sort of a camp that had been destroyed and scattered, and a few rotting corpses against the walls. As you continue to inspect the area, the corpses begin to rise from their sitting positions. With previous experience in the realm of undead, you, however, know that these eyes of these creatures carry far more intelligence than your run-of-the-mill zombie. So, that being the case, we're jumping right into battle at the top of this game in the center of this kind of beachside cavern. Roll initiative, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah!
First roll of the night.
The undead take their turn. So as all the entities rise up, they all swarm in, rushing around with an unnatural speed.
He's missing a toe.
Age ain't slowing them down, nothing. Wow. Hi, fellas.
They all kind of leap up, their faces kind of, you see portions of their jaw kind of dangling with these sharp kind of awful blackened teeth that are broken and gnarled.
I feel so popular.
You kind of glance around suddenly as this darkened room, which you're able to make up just a little bit of light from Tiberius's light on the edge of his staff, they move whoosh, with a blur of speed and they're right up in your face.
Oh no.
28 days zombies.
As all these like horribly muddied and half-rotted claws start sinking past the armor into your flesh, the back of your neck. One catches you in the side, and it all happens so fast you feel like you're almost spun around entirely by the sheer force of the impact. I need you to make 3 Constitution saving throws.
Oh, they got poison or something. They got magic. They got poison magic.
19.
Okay. So, 2 of the impacts, you feel this kind of sense of strange rot impeding upon your system, and you shrug it off, but one of them still manages to sift through and your system seizes. You feel all the muscles in your body begin to tighten up, and suddenly you're unable to move. It's just your entire body is one tense, giant, flexing muscle, and you're unable to shift anywhere from your position.
Feels like rigor mortis.
Yeah, you're currently paralyzed, my friend.
Paralyzed?
What?
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't do anything because
This
you
is
won't be
off
able
to
to
a
dodge
great
it.
start.
Yeah, alright, that brings us to Tiberius and Vex.
Send a fireball right here.
No.
No.
I'm gonna.
That'd be bad.
This doesn't look good. I cast Obelisk of Stone on my dear friend. I'm gonna raise him up out of harm's way. And I spend 3 sorcerer points and I huck a fireball. Shut out those fuckers too.
Alright, so Tiberius, as you lift up the pillar with one hand, the dust settles and falls from your hand, the sand. As it does, this hand back here begins to coalesce this small bead of red burning energy. You fling it out with your offhand. It streaks across, hits the base of the pillar, and explodes with a blast of red, fiery, magical energy. Go ahead and roll damage. Your DC on that is 17, right?
Yes. Yes. 2, 4, 6. Is it 6 or 8?
Oh, they all failed their saving throw.
Jack,
It's 8d6.
Nice.
Yeah.
8d6?
Yes.
That's... Jeez. That seems unfair.
Same damage your lightning bolt does.
That's 6. Oh, you're right. Man, I'm a bad Mama Jim.
32 damage.
32 damage. Yes. All right. The explosion, as it finishes, you can see these 3 undead are completely incinerated. Left these burning cinders in the ground.
See ya.
This one's still standing. However, the force of the explosion also destroys the pillar from underneath.
Oh shit.
Vex, you finish
yes,
that
yes,
bastard
yes,
off,
of
will you?
All right. So as the smoke kind of filters out of the way, and you make the visual of the form, you see your brother on the ground, currently seizing, and in the rubble, you see the shadow of one of the undead still standing angrily. It rears back with its claws forward and gives this horrible, like, gnashing sound as its jaw opens unnaturally wide, and this long tongue kind of whips out on it. As you bear down, you release one arrow, piercing the side of its shoulder as it reaches up to kind of break it off. Its tongue's still out. The second one goes into the tongue, out the back of the throat, and kind of it reaches up and breaks off the arrow in the throat, looks towards you, goes to lunge, and as it does, you can see it just collapses on top of his body, no longer moving.
Embrace him. Embrace him.
Give me some sugar.
The rest of you finally make your way into the cavern. You manage to go ahead and shrug off the rest of this paralyzation, stiffly get up and find your way out of the
We
rubble.
land? Tiberius.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Tell me it's not over.
Oh, sorry, Grog.
Sorry, Grog.
The fight's over.
I run off and push the dead body.
I ruin patience.
I live for one thing.
Am I close enough to get out of the boat?
I've been
There'll be plenty.
Yeah, you can stay out of the boat.
Are you alive?
I'm alive.
Keyleth, you are left out there currently as a shark as everyone else.
I go
goes
look at the
inside.
treasure chest.
Oh, I'm going too.
Lift the top of the chest, which was unlocked previously by your brother. As you lift it up, for a split second, you see what looks like a flash of orangish energy, a familiar one, a very familiar one. As suddenly, a secondary fire blast emanates from the treasure chest itself.
Do nothing.
The blast radius sends the top half of the chest careening off and scraping off the roof of the cavern itself. As you just turn the corner, see this giant explosion, sending you about 20 feet backwards.
Awesome.
Go ahead and
Good thing
make
you didn't get there and yet.
That chest 10 feet away from me as well?
Yep. So a reflex saving throw for both of you.
Okay, cool.
Come on, twins.
You both managed to just find a way to dodge most of the impact, but you still both take 14 points of fire damage
As a
each.
rogue with evasion, if I succeed, it's nothing.
Then you take nothing. Your
As
sisters,
a twin of a rogue.
you take 14 points of fire damage.
Can I have your thingy?
My thingy?
Your eraser
I
thingy?
don't know where it is.
Oh,
There you
thanks.
go.
You're welcome.
Oh, right.
So the familiar whine of the trap about to emit catches your ear, and you just dodge out of the way instinctively. Your sister not so lucky. Takes some of the brunt of the damage, but not the
Oh
full
no,
effect
did I
of it.
destroy the loot?
Okay.
I went over to Vax's foot again.
Hold on.
and I-
Wait,
Oh no, come on, don't!
There's a little zombie poo on it.
28 points. Okay.
I'm real tired of your shit.
All right.
Since we were 5.
Go
I
ahead and
rolled
make a
22 on perception, by the way.
All right. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
You don't even have to
Like
So you-
this
did you make a
dice
perception check?
anymore.
What'd you roll?
Oh, snap.
The second whisper.
Get down into frame. Down into frame. Down lower. Lower into frame. Pull them down.
No.
Pull them down. Pull them down.
You look weird. What's up?
We should just not be kind of hanging out in this
Oh.
this room right now. Can I try to get a better look at what I saw?
You see best
no.
you can, and as you guys kind of follow her eye line, you look up and you see what looks to be some. At first, it looks like it's just part of the cavern ceiling. It has this weird texture that looks almost like the smooth rock that the interior of this cavern comes off as. However, as you see it shift and move, it looks almost like a portion of it is moving and slowly crawling. It looks like there's a slight source of looks like a red gleaming eye, and then 2. And something drops down from the side of it, almost like a tail that seems to dangle for a second. At which point it detaches, comes up almost like a giant ray, with a screeching mouth that screams out to you. It lands down in the center of the room.
Well, there you go.
Wait, I rolled a 9 for medicine, just BTW.
That
How's my foot doing these
your
days?
your foot is still healing, but unfortunately, based on the medicine roll, it is getting better, but not enough to complete the process of you
I'll take
gaining all your
that.
toes back.
I saw that thing out of the corner of my eye and it was just
Can we run?
distracting.
Can we run?
PT, you know?
Yeah.
You want? Do you guys want to run?
What
It's
What
in.
is it?
It's
Big?
in.
It's a
what is
manta
that
ray
thing?
of death.
It's-
I don't know.
It does look like a flying
So-
manta ray.
Let's go to some initiative, folks.
Oh, come
Another
on!
one. Get out of this cave.
Cheeky bastard.
All right, so top of the round, as this creature sits there, it's giving off this weird, horrible moaning sound that's
No.
just kind of emanating from this like
Asthma's contagious.
sound that's starting to just fill your ears. At the top of the round is Vax.
What should we do? Stand.
Shit.
Command us. Command us.
Command us.
Stay.
Come on, Cap.
Run! We've never done it before.
We've never
We can
run.
try it.
We've never run before.
I'm gonna use my what the hell's it called? My quick action to dash.
Just leave it
So
me.
yeah.
You're leaving me
Well,
behind.
can I grab her by the scruff and run?
If you want to try and move her, you'll basically move both of you. Yeah, you can do that, but you'll have no other action.
That's what I want to do.
Okay.
Grabbing my sister.
Grab your sister.
Get on the damn carpet, you fools!
Carp. Oh, can it fit us?
Currently, you guys will be able to get onto the carpet
Jump
now.
on the
What if
carpet.
he flies?
All right.
He probably does.
Probably does.
What?
It
How
doesn't
about a
matter.
giant winged thing fly?
He looks like he flies, guys.
That'd be shark.
Wait, can we have an aerial battle over water? Let's do it.
And I'm just like bringing the boat around so that people can get on really quick.
Okay. That brings us to Grog.
I would like to rage and run. Passing as many people as I can.
All right.
Running.
So you just bolt out. I say rage run and barbarian speed. You're gonna get nearly completely out of the cavern.
Knees are really high in the air.
Pike.
Oh wow, I'm up so soon. Okay, I'm gonna start running.
All right. So you turn to run. You catch up to Grog just because he traveled twice the distance than you could have with your tiny little gnome legs and your full plate armor. You're like, and plus it's sand, so your feet are sinking with each step. It's kind of rough for you to get around just because of your size and
Can I
terrain, but
like jump on his leg or back or something?
you can try to.
All right.
All right.
Oh.
Go ahead and make an athletics check with disadvantage because you're in full plate armor.
Ash, nothing's
Come
free.
out.
You gotta roll for everything.
All right. We got okay. We got a 19,
All right.
That's good.
and we got a 9.
All right. What's your strength?
My strength,
What's your athletics total?
my athletics is a 1 total.
That brings you to a 10. 10's what you needed. So as you run up, you leap and grab onto Grog's back. Grog, I want you to go ahead and make a.
No, hold on. Just because I need to be honest. I rolled an 8. My athletics is a 1. So doesn't that make me 9?
That makes you a 9.
Oh.
Sorry.
Honor code.
All right.
That
Look
was
at that.
good, because I was going to let it
So,
go.
as you jump to grab onto the back of Grog's back, you manage to find purchase. Grog instinctually just reaches back with an elbow and hits you right outside your armor, which knocks you flat on your back. You're currently prone in the sand right there. And Grog just keeps running. You kind of glance over your shoulder for a second, but because you're raging, you don't see her. You just see shadows in the cavern, and you have the So you start just moving your hand in the air, freaking out, holding your axe in one hand and your blade sword in the other, going.
Mosquitoes on my back. Mosquitoes.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Whack, boom.
All right, so
That's alright, I'm tough.
the large ray-like cloak creature swoops down towards the top of the.
Oh shoot, we gotta get out of here.
So that brings
My
us
turn
to
yet. Tell him to go.
Scanlan. Are you staying on the carpet? Anything else you want to do?
I am
That's
staying
my
on the
turn.
carpet. I'll wait. Is Pike off the carpet?
I'm
Yeah,
laying in the
Pike's
dirt.
laying in the dirt right
Okay. I will jump off the carpet, grab her,
Too heavy.
and say, Pike, come with me if you want to live. And I just hold her really tight, and I snip her hair, and it smells like strawberries.
Gotta make it weird, man.
And then I dimension door us to the boat.
now. Okay, nice. So,
That's cute.
as Scanlan grabs you and holds you for a second,
Tight.
for a moment you're confused, and you hear that strange shrieking moan in the distance, and then suddenly the darkness gives way to this flash of purple arcane energy, and the two of you poof, fall a few inches into hard wood, and you feel the boat rock for a second as you're now on the outside in the boat being tugged by Keyleth the shark.
Scanlan, thanks!
Don't worry, that hardwood is the boat.
Okay. Hey, you are back.
Trinket! Run!
At this point in time, you guys manage to make your way outside of the cavern to the ship. As you guys all get into the boat,
Follow the Macy's Day Balloon Shark.
This is the craziest thing ever.
as Keyleth begins to pull away, the boat takes up speed into the water, and you hear that moan sound begin to get louder as the creature out of the cavern, giving
Take a
chase.
shot.
All right, so for the purposes of this,
You've been waiting to use
This
this.
is a James Bond water chase.
Oh my god.
all right, it's now its turn. All right, it is going to move. It gains up on the boat to about there. It actually gets a little lower, and it's
That is so cool.
so it's starting to gain on you guys and make its way gliding down towards the front. And you see now there's now two of them side by side that are coming down towards you guys.
Are those real?
Now I can take my
I don't know.
whatever.
It's then you can now that strange moaning sound that it's making begins to go louder and louder, and all of you kind of close your ears for a second. Everybody make a wisdom saving throw.
Including me.
You don't actually hear it in the water. You're muffled,
I'm in the water.
but
Yeah.
it's to a point where it doesn't actually affect you. Plus, you're in shark form.
Oh crap!
Okay.
Wisdom?
Yes.
Yeah,
Alright,
it's kind
Scanlan.
of strong.
I rolled a 2, but my wisdom is -2. So I'm at a 0.
All right.
Oh.
4. Percy.
1. Oh no! Our whole party fucking sucked.
13.
12.
11.
14.
Oh boy.
We are killing it.
Okay, so Kima, Vax, and Grog, and Clarota all just kind of hear this whole moaning sound and kind of plug their ears and shake it off. Not a problem. Everyone else,
Instant peril.
this creature, all of a sudden, its form becomes far more frightening than you ever saw before. It almost seems to swell with the caverns.
Is it casting a spell?
Fucking frightened.
No.
Let's start rolling a
Its
new
natural
character.
ability. All of you are considered frightened until the end of its next turn.
Can't
It's
scare a
disadvantage on
bear.
all attack
No,
rolls,
it's a bear.
and
Can't
you
scare
cannot
a
move
bear.
closer to it.
Nothing scarier than a bear.
But you can. You can take that turn now, yeah, as it's moaning.
Now, since I shook it off, I'm like, that's lovely, and I would like to try for the first time, intimidating presence
Is that a spell?
All right.
on a creature within 30 feet.
It would be within 30 feet currently, yeah. Turn around.
Get it.
All right, so what's the DC on that?
13.
13 for what kind of saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw.
Okay, for the creature wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
It rolls a 12. So, after there's this moaning sound that sends the entire boat shaking with fear, everyone kind of grasping the side of the boat and looking at each other like, we're gonna die, we're gonna die. Grog turns around, steps forward, kind of pushing Pike and Scanlan to the side a little bit, and just glares at this creature, gives a giant bestial Goliath shout, out into the cavern. That counteracts the moan that it's doing. You can see the creature, which looks teeth bared, its wings out, looking extremely frightening, looks visibly shaken and begins to flap backwards and actually give about 30 feet of distance between you guys instinctually with its movement.
That's right, bitch. Just frightened till the end of the next turn.
Yep.
What is that? What does that
Doesn't cancel
do to
yours.
us?
But now we're fine and
It
he
just
has
means
disadvantage.
it's further away and it can't get closer to Grog. Scanlan, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna attack at disadvantage, I guess.
With
I'm gonna create a big hand right in front of it. To stop with the big B's hand.
all right.
Big V's head?
Big hand?
It's
Nice.
It's this guy now. He's named Big B. He has a big hand.
All right, so you take a turn. Are you just using the which one? You're
I'm
using
going to grapple and try to get it into the water.
a grasping hand. Okay.
It's a 9.
It's a 9.
It's a 9.
Okay, so 9 plus 8, you're at 17.
Okay.
Put that closer
Okay.
together.
Its contest was at 15. So, but you are at disadvantage on this. So roll again.
Mom, don't be lower, don't be lower.
14. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So as you rear back, your eyes squinting, just scared to even do anything with this creature, you try out this new spell that you've only just recently kind of managed to conjure to your attention.
Talk to the hand!
As Scanlan finishes singing his note, the rippling sonic energy from his singing shoots out from in front of him and forms this giant, kind of slightly ethereal-looking arcane fist the size of the creature that reaches out, grabs onto it like a giant hand as he's moving his hand, kind of controlling it psionically from a distance. It grapples the creature and holds it in place as its wings all of a sudden are folded on itself, and you pull it down.
Yes!
All right, so you are trying to then...
Well, I don't know. Does it fall from gravity, or does it just stay there locked
You
in
hold
the
it
air?
locked. It's locked in where you're holding it.
Okay, then I'll just lock it there.
Vex.
Good job. Hunter's mark.
All right, you hunter's mark the creature.
Woo!
Hold on.
Woo! And I'm gonna attack him twice. Because
Okay.
I'm the original.
So as you're on the boat, you can see the hand grasping gives you a moment of bravery. You pull out, let loose 2 more arrows into the kind of slightly dark shrouded exterior of the boat. Both arrows strike true in the currently grappled cloak-like creature.
26 for those 2 plus Hunter's mark. Oh wait, no. 30 for those 2.
Nice.
And 9 for Hunter's mark.
Wow, man.
Nice. So, The portions of it that are trying to squeeze free this arcane hand, one just strikes through its wing, leaving a gaping wound in the middle where you can see it's going to have a hard time maintaining height at this point. The second one strikes it and actually pierces one of its red glowing eyes. You can set this horrible, painful screeching sound into the cavern as you can now see what was once two gleaming red piercing eyes left with only one and darkness on the other side of his face.
I'll follow suit. I'm going to give my little... No, I'm going to just straight up cast this because I have to. I cast telekinesis and I pull the eye out. The other one.
Kill Bill style.
They're on?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
17.
17. All right. So as you focus your energy once again, like even just facing this creature is a terrifying thing. You see that one gleaming bit of red that's kind of piercing through the darkness. It would the secondary form around it dissipates. You can see where there was once like two gliding. One of them just vanishes entirely as that gleaming red is suddenly much brighter, yanked from its socket. It now gives out another painful screech as it's blinded, being crushed by a big bee hand, and you now have drifting amongst you at your control one of the eyes of this creature.
Put it in a little vial and keep it for later.
I'm going to float it over and put it in one of my pouches.
Okay, so
Make a good
go
cocktail.
ahead and write down in your inventory cloaker eye.
Cloaker.
I'm going to smell it first.
Cloaker.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, good.
You know exactly where
That was a bad idea.
Smells like home.
All right. Tom, this guy's not having a good day. Vax, you're up.
All right, dagger. Funk, funk.
Dagger.
But a disadvantage because of the dark, or
no,
I'm not afraid.
No, you resisted the fear.
Okay. All right. So first one.
You have low
is,
light, so you're fine.
Okay. First one is 26.
Hits.
Second one is 26.
Hits.
Okay.
Because it is blinded, you do have advantage on it, or not advantage. You have you're able to sneak attack.
Ooh.
All right. Okay. So.
It's currently held aloft, grappled by the hand. It has no visual
Manta
sight
Ray's a
currently.
loser.
11.
I had
Okay.
no idea we were even fighting.
21.
Okay.
24.
23.
23.
23.
All right, how do you want to do this?
I'm just going to. I saw where Tiberius pulled the eye out, and that's what I'm aiming at is his eye socket. So I flip it up in the air, and when I catch it, I immediately let go and fill in the blank.
Okay.
Suck it to me.
So, as the creature's flailing about in torturous pain, suddenly the dagger slinks into the empty socket in the front of its face. As it does, its body tenses up and kind of reaches out against the force of your arcane hand. You actually have to kind of like focus to keep it in place as its final death throes. All of its tension, and then falls limp within your grasp. You now have this limp creature at your disposal.
Oh, I'm gonna bring him to the boat.
As Scanlan slowly drifts over the limp body of this creature to the edge of the boat.
What was it?
Can we loot him?
Does he have teeth and scales and
armor?
neat things?
It's like a raft at
It's
this
a
point.
cloaker. Because that was a cloak design.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Can we
but I
fashion
don't know
him
what
into a
cloaker is.
sail?
Oh, that's a good idea.
There is no wind in this tunnel.
Can I
can
do
make-
a...
But you have an air
we can
druid.
make
Can I do a...
We can make wind. We can
We can make
We
do
do have an air
druid.
We
We
can
have
make
a
it
frog.
wind.
This creature is a cloaker. It's an aberration. It's one of those creatures that kind of drifts over from the far realm, or at some point in time drifted over from the far realm, and is an unnatural entity to this plane.
Great.
They normally live subterranean. When not moving, they are nearly invisible and blend in, almost looking like just a straight leather cloak left and discarded to the side.
Great.
Hence the
So-
name cloaker.
Where's the map?
I've got a great idea. I want to sit and I want to skin this thing.
Well, yes.
Okay.
I sing a little song to inspire him. I sing, when you're trying to skin a cloaker, here's some inspiration. When we're on a creepy boat, here's some inspiration. I wanna be near me. Alright, that's
All right, so you gain a 1d10 inspiration dice.
Yay! I'm making a camo canopy for the boat.
You make your way to the side of the beach.
now.
You drag up to the point where the ship begins to hit the gravel. You kind of curve to the side, and it lifts up and comes to a rest at the top of the gravel beach. You guys all step off the boat, and you're now Okay, so Grog, you go ahead and haul the boat up
I'm gonna
onto the
cast
edge.
Pass Without a Trace on all of us right now.
Okay.
I would like to perceive if Lady Kima has been giving me any second looks after I intimidated on flapping wings.
Make a perception check.
10 plus probably nothing. Yeah, nothing. 10.
It's hard to tell. She seems very focused on the task at hand. Her eyes have been, for the most part, up in the air around you. Unfortunately, Grog, you don't think she's paid much mind to you at the moment because she's more concerned about keeping the group alive and where you guys are currently headed.
Yeah, Grog.
You have to try harder to get her attention.
Try again next time.
There's a singular cave on the far end. Like it lets in. There's a slight outcropping, and then it leads into that one 20-foot wide cavern that goes deeper.
Or should we just light it up and see what's
Light it
happening?
up.
Let's
We're
light it up and
inviting
see
a-
what happens.
All right.
Lighting a party.
Hey, Tiberius.
Yes? Oh, light.
I should be able to-
Okay. So as you cast light on the arrow, it's blinding you. You know at this point to close that one eye as you release it in the
Oh wait,
distance.
wrong.
There you go. That's the one.
Right.
You fire the arrow into the depth of this cavern. The light is the same glowing white light that you're used to. Once it enters the deep part of the cave, the light almost gets a purplish hue before it's snuffed out.
This doesn't seem very good. I like this.
Throw some.
Yeah,
Just
detective.
light a fire. Let's just light a fire and throw it in there.
A non-magical.
Oh, well, I mean,
Yeah, throw a torch in.
Yeah, let's just toss a
Sure.
torch.
That's not magic.
All right, I pull one of the 3 torches we have, and Tiberius, will you? And I'll give it a nice long throw.
All right, so Tiberius's flame breath coalesces and begins to ignite the tip of the torch. As Grog lobs it in, woof, 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 end over end, you see it hits the far end of the cavern, topples and hits the ground. The fire itself, the bright red burning, as it comes to rest, takes on once again
What I see
a
is
strangish
it's-
purplish view.
Do the half elves and the gnomes see anything when there's light going through?
No.
You see nothing in particular. You catch up what looks almost like small whiffs of almost like a mist or a fog, but it is kind of like and then vanish.
I don't think we should go in there.
I do.
Like there's just
detect evil.
almost like there's this perpetually materializing and dematerializing tufts of small cloud or smoke.
Forget this cave. Keyleth, can you do that thing you do where you make the beach look like an empty beach or something other than it is? Can we camp on the beach instead
And
of
can
going
you like
back?
just block off
I
the
can.
cave so they can't
let's
come out?
do that.
Yeah.
If only we had someone who could go under the ground and be one with the earth and just sort of pop up in there and look around. No?
But she'll be popping up into the wisps.
Yeah, but she'll be fine.
Oh.
Keyleth transforms herself into her earth elemental form. That's what rocks say.
I'm just gonna inspire her with a little little dolphin dance or something. Whatever that is. I don't know. I'm just gonna.
It's hard to explain why, but his strange shimmy is slightly inspiring. You've learned something about yourself today that you hope nobody else wants to bring up in conversation. You gain a D10 inspiration dice.
As soon as I see,
That's why they call you
Keyleth
Flipper
go
in the
off,
lady house.
I rub my ring and go invisible.
Okay. So, as you guys all mount into your defensive positions, Keyleth, are you going straight through? Are you burrowing beneath, above? What's your
Burrow
plan?
beneath.
Okay.
So we'll go.
So,
Bye.
this large
She's so
earth
cute when
elemental
she's a
form
rock.
takes a few lumbering steps forward and begins to just sink into the sand and gravel below. Just
Oh, wait.
eventually
Have you
it's
guys
fine.
seen this one? As I go into the ground.
most awkward earth elemental exit ever.
I laugh.
I'll take the elevator.
I think it's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Grog's loud laughter billows echoing through the cavern. You make your way underneath the ground, kind of using your tremor sense to formulate where the top of this cavern would be, and you poke your head through the floor. You look about the room and you can see there is just a strange energy about the room. There's a type of energy that seems to be brought into being whenever you've caught a mind flayer shifting and bamfing out of any sort of combat you come into. There's something about this room that seems like it's crossing over or has a thin barrier with some other plane. You don't see a particular doorway, but it just feels like there is a very thin veil here. And as you kind of focus more on the vicinity, you can see what looks like little bits of energy that leak through. That mist you were seeing seems to be elements where the actual reality of this room is warping temporarily and shifting.
It's like Stargate.
Can I take a little, like, piece of rock and just kind of
Chuck it in.
toss it up?
You take it and you throw it up. It arcs across, hits the other side of the room, and clatters to the ground. As it clatters to the ground, you suddenly see, lightning quick, 5 of these large, fast-moving, slithering, weird creatures, all of a sudden that were up against the wall and nigh visible at this point, strike at the rock and seem to almost start fighting each other for whatever that movement was. You see them, they're large, kind of bluish and purple in color when it shifts in its form, with these sharp beaks and what looks like 4 tentacles that kind of wrap out from the face.
What?
This one is not an aberration in its form. This is just a subterranean monstrosity. It's known as a grick.
A brick.
And essentially, it looks kind of like
I like his name.
that.
Oh, show the people at home.
So you can have a look at this
I
strange.
automatically don't like it.
So what are you doing, Keyleth? Are you staying in there?
Please say no.
No, I'm just gonna seep back down.
Okay.
Take the stairs, though.
And I'm gonna take the stairs. Cheers.
All right. After a few moments, Keyleth reappears, and her.
But before I reappear, I go, Grog, we're a boat.
She's in the floor, and she's in a boat. It's magic.
It is pretty funny.
Will you teach me that
For a moment,
No.
for a split second, as you're doing that, you realize that laughter is probably very audible.
I'm not an elemental.
Make a wall.
So as you start laughing, you revert back from elemental form.
I go,
I wonder if, Percy, can you make a bomb?
He did already.
hungry hippo
I've got
bomb.
it. I have a bomb.
Can you throw the bomb in there and they would all maybe attack it and then maybe blow them up?
Maybe. Or maybe just hit some of them. Are we right outside the mouth of the cave
We are
right now?
kind of really close to it.
Can we just get away from the mouth of the cave? Just like take
And
a
who
few
needs
steps
to
back?
rest?
Let's just.
Show of hands. Who needs to
I'm
rest?
gonna rest while they talk.
This is a good idea,
While we
though.
figure out a plan.
Tipper Hoods, do you have any fireballs left in you?
T-Money, what do you think?
I cast silence on that.
I cast Dispel Magic. Counter spell!
Do you have counter spell? You don't have counter spell.
No.
All right, go ahead. Both of you guys go ahead. Wait, no, you go ahead and roll your counter spell roll. So roll.
Counter spell just fizzles his shit.
Oh, what level is your spell?
It's a level 3 spell.
So yeah, no, your spell just.
Damn it!
So as you make your way up to the edge of the cavern, you come in partially, you guide the bomb towards the back, and you lob it towards the far end. This kind of large, awkward saddlebag-style construct of Percy's design made of leather, metal bands, hits the back wall.
We're proud of that. As soon as I let go, I cast invisibility on myself again,
Okay.
and that's well. I'm gonna wait. What happens?
Okay.
Let's find
The
out.
bomb hits the wall, hits the ground, tumbles for a second, kind of awkwardly slumps over in itself, at which point, in a blur of motion, this strange hissing sound, a bunch of momentum hits the room, and you see all these creatures begin attacking.
As soon
and
as I hear that
piercing.
noise, fireball.
Okay, you aim down, release the point.
It'll look like that.
So, the fireball impacts the far end of the wall where the cluster of these strange worm creatures are. It explodes with a loud, blasting, echoing explosion sound.
I'm doing this.
Hold your ears. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
Once we finish this math, this explosion is going to be really cool.
And really
32.
loud.
32 points of damage?
Yeah.
At blast open, Percy, go ahead and roll 4d6 points of damage from the actual bomb as the fireball detonates the saddlebag simultaneously with the explosion of the fireball.
14 points of damage. 46.
Okay. All right, great. So, simultaneously, you guys hear the actual. You can feel the sand shift and move, and some part of the beach, kind of some of the gravel moves and kind of rocks a little bit. Smoke comes black, pitch black smoke comes pouring out of the cavern. You kind of have to like guide yourself. As the smoke slowly clears, you kind of get a glance in there, and you can see there are bits and pieces and chunks of Grick matter across the wall on the inside of the cavern, with some gaping half bodies of these creatures just kind of torn open from the explosion. There is nothing living and nothing moving from what you can see in the center of this cavern.
Let's go in.
Nice.
With the occasional chunks dripping off the ceiling.
Magic dispelled?
You don't know if it's just a purely visual thing or matter itself is actually twisting, but it's a very discombobulating being in this room for an extended period of
Clarota,
time.
what are we looking at in here?
Clarota, as he kind of enters behind you guys, his hands together and goes,
This, I believe, is the veil where Kavarn stepped into the cavern.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was going to say earlier.
Okay. Tiberius. What?
Me, Clota.
Clarota, is this a possible thing that we should maybe shut down? Could Kavarn send his allies through here?
We have not the power to shut this down. It is how they overlap.
Is it safe to be near it?
I don't know.
Oh.
I got it. Hey guys, I got it.
While all this is going on, I just sort of go near Lady Kima and I start humming. I'm gonna cast suggestion on her,
okay.
or try to. I'm just gonna say, "No makes you want to check out Grog's bod. No makes you want to check out his bod and sweat him so hard."
Is that B-50 case?
Yes, it is.
I go over to the water and scoop up some and pour it over myself.
As you're doing this, Grog, Kima, who at this point, as you guys have this conversation, is currently like rewrapping the leather on the handle of the malt that she found earlier in the cavern, stops what she's doing, glances over at Scanlan with a very stern look, and goes, "No, I mean no disrespect when I say, toy with my mind again, and you'll find the business end of this hammer right up your rectum."
That is the part that I need for shitting on bed, so I will. I apologize.
You bothered me
I'm
enough
sorry.
recently with your antics. As she does that, she kind of motions towards your nether region.
I would like to stay.
Yeah.
I watch it.
I do call it my antic, but yes. You're right, I'm sorry. That was disrespectful. I apologize. Grog, I tried, man. Come on,
keeps
I'm your
rapping.
wingman.
What?
Scanlan, your
Handle of the
wingman.
mom.
She didn't say ant dick, she said antic.
Thank you, Max.
I'm gonna sit down near where the far plane portal is.
Which you've already closed off at this point in time.
Yeah, I want to be like near it though.
So you're near the edge of the wall where you've already locked it off.
Right.
Okay, so you get closer to that presence.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of like just so I can be close to it. And Clarota, Pike, do any of you want to help me in this
What are you doing?
scrying spell?
Oh.
I'm gonna do my scrying spell.
Oh, okay.
He knows we're coming.
To
He wants
inspire
us.
Keyleth with her scrying spell, I hop in the ditch I've been digging and start going, look, I can do it too. And I start paddling in the ditch.
Good job, Grog! You did it!
Is that inspiration?
You feel inspired. No
Besides,
dice,
we're
but
talking
you-
about moving
No
anyway,
dice,
right?
right.
So I might as well do it here if we're going to relocate.
All right.
Plus, I want to be near the energy of the far realm. Maybe it'll help a little bit.
Possible.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Let's go for it.
All right. So I'll sing to inspire her.
All right.
Scry, scry, Miss Keyleth, scry. Put your eyeballs to the cavern and tell us why. Oh. Okay.
That's good.
Singing "This Will Be the Day That I
That's a hard one to do, man.
A decent inspiration dice
day
too.
that I scry.
All right then. So you feel your vision project beyond you. It's a sort of out-of-body experience as the energy that makes up Keyleth is no longer given physical form. It's just adrift in the darkness. And you can see in the center of this ruined city that has been reconstructed in the image of the Illithid, the temple that stands. This giant pseudo-pyramid with a flattened top. You can now see it from the top overhead view of this temple. It is actually open. And that strange glowing source of green energy you can see is slowly emanating from the top. Your vision is pulled forward again. You feel yourself drawn towards it. You can see now this brass crossbeam that is held aloft in the center of this temple chamber, drips down into what is a spiral of metal. This strange arcane contraption that does not match any of the construct of this temple previously. It almost seems like it's been a new addition or is taking the place of something else that was a central focus of this chamber. You follow this strange arcane structure about 15 to 20 feet. It comes from the top of the temple chamber to the center. We're held aloft underneath it by another 15-foot drop. You see in this dark room a pool of a dull, bluish purple liquid, and it's pulsing with life and with energy. You now look down, your eyes focus, and in this pool, this 10, 15-foot wide round pool, you can see with this pulse, almost like a heartbeat of purplish energy, what look like small stones, small purple stones. But they're not stones. They're minds. They're brains. They're essences. And they're all working together, interconnected. You're looking upon the elder brain of Yogg-Varil, the center of the entire Illithid colony that resides in the center of this chamber. You can see now this green energy that's being brought down from this metallic structure at the top of this temple is being funneled down over and is acting as an arcane prison for the elder brain. It's sealing and controlling, essentially, and what you had gathered from your previous discussions with Clarota, this is what has taken the minds of the Mind Flayers and bent them to Kavarn's will. Your focus shifts now from the elder brain, and you look around the room, and in the dark shadows of this room, you can see there are cages. There are metal bars. The metal itself, you're unable to really ascertain what the material is. But in each one of these small cages, you see some creatures, some of this realm, some of not. Horrible forms, mutated, torn, some missing limbs, some in the process of slowly dying because they're unable to keep a physical form intact. It's a collection, a horrible collection of malformed entities that are being experimented on, pulled apart, put together. This also serves as seemingly a laboratory for Kavarn. And you feel a presence in the room suddenly. Your essence shifts around and you look in the darkness and you see, slowly drifting out of the shadow, a single gnarled black horn. Underneath that horn you can see now a physical form that it adorns. Dark brown leathery skin with slightly pointed edges, almost like scales that form out of portions of this flesh. You see below this horn one large, piercing, sky blue eye that glances up and meets your gaze. As it does, from beneath that eye you see a toothy maw tear into a wide grin. And around the outskirts of the singular eye, numerous other eyes shift around. Coming into the light, you see now a fleshy ball that is drifting in the air itself under its own physical form. This aberration, this horrible entity is now floating forward. You can see metal plates that are grafted to the physical body of this creature.
Oh, come on.
Apparently, Kavarn has experimented on itself. These eyes are attached to strange finger-like stalks that twist out of its body. These eyes darting around the room, looking at different directions. And then they all singularly shift on you at once. As it does, you can feel, all of a sudden, your presence, which has been drifting through the scrying spell, locked in place. And for a second, you feel like you can't breathe. As Kavarn presses towards you, this fleshy sphere of eye stalks and teeth, this small chuckle billows up from deep within its mouth.
So, guest, do you like my home? You're welcome anytime.
At which point the horn seems to glow with this creepy greenish energy, and you feel this piercing pain blast into your head. You try and scream, but you can't. There's no breath. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no!
Oh god. Do I still have my enhance ability up?
No, because that's
What
concentration.
does Keyleth look like to us right now?
Since we're
Keyleth
holding
is
hands,
sweating profusely, and you can
Does
see
she get
she's
I'm walking up to
flinching.
Keyleth and I'm grabbing her by the shirt and I'm going to slap her across the face.
All right. So,
27.
27. All right.
Nice.
Good. You take 11 points of psychic damage and are thrust out of the scry spell. Your vision is pulled out of the top of the temple, and suddenly you're back in your form
Smacked in the face.
as a sharp pain hits you across the side of the head. That's holding you.
Christ, what? Why?
It looked like
Why?
you had a rough time.
You were in pain. Are
looked
you
like
alright?
You were about to.
Are you alright?
You were in pain, so I thought I'd fucking slap you across the face. Gee.
Are we hitting each other
Language.
Sorry.
Wow.
What did you see?
What did you see?
Hey, we.
She tells us, right?
Kavarn's the beholder.
A beholder. What's that?
It is really not a thing we want to fight. It is awful. It is wretched. It will kill all of us if we don't find out a way to kill it. Oh my god.
Not
Wait,
only
so you
is
said there's
Kavarn
a-
a beholder, Kavarn has been experimenting on himself, and so he has armor grafted on him, and the horn. So it can probably. It's a magic fun bag. It's probably got everything from silence and dispel magic to petrify to a disintegration ray.
You're thinking about this wrong, though. You're thinking about this in the wrong direction. The Beholders is not. That's not the goal.
The horn is the goal.
Even more than that, it's the hundreds of allies we could have.
Exactly. Free the elder brain, they attack it.
Prison is the target.
Not the beholder.
Right.
Not the beholder. If we can free the elder brain,
We don't have to fight it ourselves.
then we're not alone.
As you guys make your way across the channel towards the far end of the island, which is the beach that's in view, you see the water disturbed slightly about 200 feet off to the right. Something deep below, you can see bubbles rising up. As you carefully make your way, ever so quiet, across the beach, you find purchase. Landfall hits you on the other side of the beach, apparently not disturbing whatever lies beneath the surface.
I immediately hop out, pull the boat up just to beach the boat.
Okay,
So it
you
won't
pull the boat
go
up,
back
the
in.
rest of you guys bring the carpet over, you come to a landing part, totally fine. The beach comes to a steep incline that leads up onto the island proper. There's cliffs on both sides of this beach, and as the incline increases up about maybe 500-600 feet from where you are, you can see what looks like a few buildings or rubble of what was a small gathering of structures.
All right.
All right.
Can we go inspect those structures up
Yes,
there?
everyone, wait here. I grab Scanlan by the scruff of the neck and nod at my sister.
I turn invisible.
Let's
Oh,
go
we're
take
going.
a peek.
Okay.
Yes, we're going to take a peek.
You see dried bones. But the bones, while dried, have some sort of fungus growing on them. You also see what looks to be, tucked against one of the walls, a campsite. But a very large campsite. The fire pit is 15 feet wide, and it's just a small cinder. You see what looks to be some sort of a pile of furs.
Campsite?
There is actual embers in the fire pit. There looks to be a large kind of bedroll made of just patchwork furs, but the pile itself is huge.
It looks twice the size of what I would use for a fire or what I would use for a bedroll.
3 times even, which means it houses a lot of individuals.
Or one big
Or a really big thing.
Giants.
You immediately hear a sound. It's a slight rumble in the ground, and it sounds like a footfall. And as you glance over your shoulder, you can see what looks to be some sort of towering humanoid dragging something behind it.
There are giants in the sky.
It kind of glances up with its nose in the air.
Who goes there?
And you look to see what looks like a large, almost Goliath-like, bald skin. Skin is smooth, no hair, but its skin is purplish in color. Where a normal giant would stand naturally, it's horribly hunched, like its back has a horrible scoliosis twist to it. One giant popping yellow eye glances out towards the edge of where you guys are. It doesn't seem to have found any of you immediately, but something has alerted its attention. It seemed to have caught some sort of trail in its natural homestead. You see it standing probably close to 15-20 feet in height as it begins lumbering up towards you. This entity looks like it's hungry. It looks malicious, and looks like it's kind of caught the thrill of the hunt, since it seems to have seen something near its homestead moving.
Shit.
As it begins to step forward, it
I'm
drops
picking up
whatever it's dragging
Scanlan and
behind
moving
it.
backward.
Yeah, can we move into the shadows?
I'm invisible.
Yeah.
We know where you are. We
I
can
was
sense
holding
you.
your hand the whole time.
And that is what
Come on!
Nowhere near
Really?
Kabar.
No!
Nowhere near him.